This is the ultimate Bloodshot Vex build, and it is insanely powerful. It will do everything you want it to, from mobbing, to melting bosses, to great survivability. And the best thing is, it doesn't use any bugs, any lengthy setups, or any crack knives, meaning it is super simple to use and it will last you forever. Now, in terms of the gameplay loop, it's actually very simple. For mobbing, we are going to pop our action skill, we're then going to pull out our weapon. Now, our weapon of choice, our best choice would be to use the BOD, but you can use other weapons for mobbing, such as the Wombo Combo, the Kaizen, the Hot Slugger. Honestly, for mobbing, you can pretty much use anything because we have so much damage buffs in our build that it doesn't really matter. Now that we've popped that action skill and we've got our weapon of choice out, we are just going to play it like normal, shooting our weapon, throwing our action skill about which refills our weapon, and rinse and repeat until everything is gone. Now, in terms of boss damage, we are going to pull out the BOD because this is the best choice for this because it is a Bloodshot build and the BOD counts as a sniper. We are going to pop our action skill, we're going to pop our rep kit, then we are going to go to town on the boss, getting as many crits as we can to pop as many bloodshots as we can. Now, if we are fighting a boss who has a bit of a harder crit spot to hit, such as the first Vault boss or something like that, it's absolutely fine because our gun does so much damage without even hitting a crit that we are still going to melt them nonetheless. But hitting crits does speed up this process because the bloodshots come in and absolutely shred the boss. Now, in terms of the skill tree, it's actually very simple. We are going for gun damage, crit damage, kinetic damage, and lifesteal. Lifesteal is going to help with survivability, and we've given us more damage thanks to Blood is Power. I'm going to explain this skill tree for you right now. We've got 44 points in the green skill tree, and then 5 points in red. Starting off, we've got 5 points in Legion Attunement. This is going to give us more kinetic damage. If we have lifesteal, this gives us 10% lifesteal. We're going to put 1 point in Grave Sights. This is a kill skill which is going to give us more critical hit damage. We've just got 1 point in here, mainly because we have 1 point left about. But although we only have 1 point in here, we do get 2 more stacks thanks to Grave Power. So really this would have 3 points in it theoretically. We're also going to put 5 points into Grave Implements. This is another kill skill, giving us even more gun damage, which is powered more by the same perk Grave Power. So really this has 7 points in it if you think about it that way, or it's got 2 more stacks, so it really goes to plus 100% gun damage. Next up, we have 3 points in Material Components. We get more kinetic damage from this perk, 21% more damage. And then we have obviously 2 points in here. Kill skills gain increased max stacks. So this will get 5 stacks going to 100% gun damage. This will get 5 stacks going to 15% more critical hit damage. Next up, we're going to drop down to this middle skill tree. We are going into Drink Full. Every time we hit an enemy, we gain increased fire rate. That's all you need to know. For our augment, we are using Witchy Trigger Finger. Every time we hit an enemy with our Eldritch Blast, we are going to get 15% more gun damage. This has 3 stacks, so it goes to 45%. Now, I'm not sure if this does benefit from Grave Power. If it does, then we were going to get 75% from this. But I'm not sure, since it's an augment, I don't know if it reacts differently. Either way, we're getting at least 45% more gun damage. We are then going to put 3 points into Phase Pocket. This is going to make our magazine size bigger and doubled for when we are in our action skill. This just makes it easier because we're going to be shooting so fast. It makes it so that we aren't emptying our mag before we're able to throw out our Eldritch Blast and refill our gun's ammo. We are then going to put 2 points into Mortal Terror. We have a chance to activate kill skills when we critically hit an enemy. This is just nice to have, as it means we don't necessarily have to kill stuff. This does help with bosses, although most bosses aren't going to live long enough to affect this. And then finally we have the Capstone Vibe Check. This just makes it so our Eldritch Blast is going to ricochet around the room, and it's quicker to get our Eldritch Blast back from gun damage because it is doubled. We are then going to move on to this right hand skill tree. We're putting 5 points in Grey Vitality. This is going to give us more health. We're then going to drop down and put 5 points into Bloodshot. Whenever we use a rep kit, our next gunshot will become a Bloodshot, converting damage dealt into kinetic damage and dealing bonus damage based on our current health. This is very good, and we also get plus 5 points from our class mod, which makes this even stronger. We're then going to hop to the right and put 5 points in Essence Leech. Vex gains 10% lifesteal, or 20% when we are in our action skill. This is nice because it synergizes with Blood's power, where we get more bonus damage with kinetic weapons based on our lifesteal. So we've got 20% lifesteal here, we've got 10% up here, and then we can get more from our gear as well. We're then going to hop over to the red skill tree, and we have 5 points here. 2 points in Grave Sustenance. Killing an enemy will restore 10% of our action skill. This is great for mobbing. And then we have 3 points in Enchantment, giving us 22% more gun damage with kinetic weapons while our action skill is active. Everything you see here is all to do with making our guns deal more damage, more crit damage, more lifesteal, etc. to make our weapon as strong as it can. In terms of our gear, again, very simple. If you want the most out of this build, we are going to be using the BOD. This counts as a sniper, which in terms triggers our Undead Eye class mod, where we have a 33% chance to trigger a Bloodshot on every sniper rifle hit. Because this counts as a sniper, these two trigger each other. However, you don't necessarily have to use the BOD, you can use other weapons. I've enjoyed using the Cowzen, I've enjoyed using the 1x combo with this build. It's not as effective, but it's still a viable build. However, the BOD is definitely the perfect choice, and especially since 2 weeks ago, the BOD was the drop for the legendary mission. Hopefully a lot of you guys now have this. For our rep kit, we are using the shiny war paint. This is going to give us 30% more fire rate, more DPS, simple as. For our ordnance, that is entirely personal choice, it's entirely up to you. For enhancement, again, entirely up to you. I've got a Vladoff because it synergizes with my 1x combo when I use that. For our shield, I like to use the Super Soldier, especially when we are going against bosses, because this is going to give us another 25% fire rate, which is very helpful. Paired up with our 30% here, and our fire rate increases from our build, we get insane fire rate ramp ups. Now, this is the perfect combo for bosses. However, if you find yourself struggling with mobbing, you can go ahead and maybe put on the Fireworks Shield to help with mobbing, or you could even put on the Teen Witch class mod for mobbing as well if you wanted to. But all the gameplay you will see on the screen is all with everything you see in front of you. This is perfectly usable while mobbing, and this absolutely melts when you are going against bosses. In terms of our gear setups or our gear perks, these are awful, just ignore these. I'm going to put in the description what you are looking for. You are looking for anything with crit damage, gun damage, or lifesteal. Now, in terms of specializations, I've got 20 points in Brute, 20 points in Survivor, and then a couple of points in Sharpshooter. These two are the main important ones though, Brute and Survivor. For the main perks, we are using the best defense. This is going to give us more damage dealt based on the fullness of our shield and health. We are using Riddle You This, which is going to give us more gun damage, and then we are using Bullets Are Scared of Me to give us more damage reduction, helping with survivability. And that is it. This is such a simple Vex build that is going to easily deal with any content you throw it into. If you have any questions about the build, leave them down below in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe is the best way to show support. We just hit 500 subs, which means the new goal is road to 1,000. If you could help me along this journey, that would be very much appreciated. I'm so grateful for all the support lately. Thank you so much. And as always, I hope you have a good rest of your day.